And we just get to know that a little bit better the longer that we stay with it. I liken it to if you have a favorite recipe that you enjoy cooking, most likely at first you learned it from your mom or maybe, on Pinterest. And over the years, you've probably adjusted the spices and seasonings a little bit depending upon your preferences, and you've made it your own. You can do the same thing with the Pilates workout.
So, what is the difference between regular Pilates and Trifecta Pilates?
I think every Pilates teacher has their own unique spin on Pilates, especially the longer they've been teaching Pilates. One area that makes Trifecta Pilates really unique is that it's not just about another good workout, it's an overall lifestyle. So, back to fitness, fuel, and fun. It's also about body, mind, and spirit. So, sometimes people step on the mat because it's purely about their body and they want a good workout. Other times they're having a really rough day and they feel like their mat is a soft space to land and they focus on a really nourishing session that's soothing and it's just a nice reset. In addition, I would say is that rather than focusing on larger apparatus, which is found in Pilates studios, sure, people can buy them for their home as well, is we really specialize in mat Pilates classes with a slight evolution where it's not just the classic Pilates exercises, but also drawing from my experience teaching on the larger apparatus. So we'll use resistance bands in place of a large reformer that costs thousands of dollars. You can buy a set of resistance bands for $10 instead. Instead of a large barrel, we'll use a blanket. So we really think about different pieces of equipment and how they can be used not only to offer sometimes extra resistance, but a beautiful thing about Pilates is how they can actually be used to offer support for stretches, or if an exercise is a little bit too challenging and we're kind of getting stuck in it, how a piece of equipment like a heavier resistance band can help us mobilize our spine a little bit more and be a bridge, like the missing link between, okay, I can't do it, I'm getting stuck. Oh, with the resistance band, I can. And then over the course of time, people find that their body loosens up a little bit more. They become more mobile. They understand the exercise more. And then maybe they don't need that resistance band for assistance any longer.
So, do you have any specific routines or exercises, especially in the role when it comes to cancer recovery?
Yeah. So at the age of 20, I was diagnosed with cancer. And that was really a turning point for me that I really never wanted to feel that way again. And I was going to do everything within my power because I know there's a lot I can't control. Like if I were ever to get cancer again, and knock on wood that I don't, that I was going to be as strong and as healthy as possible. And when I started working out after I had cancer, I realized, whoa, I am in a much different stage of physical conditioning than I was when I was diagnosed. And I really had to start at the foundation. I couldn't do one push up whatsoever. What was worse was I was holding my nephew and didn't even have the energy to hold him. It was a combination of the cancer I had and the cancer treatment that really depleted my energy reserve. And this goes back to why I'm an advocate for start slow, start short, and start easy. Because a lot of people, we feel like, I want to get stronger. And so I'm going to rush back into that longer length class and I want to be challenged. And then it just, their system crashes and they end up sleeping the rest of the day or into the next day. And it feels like they can't do anything. So I like to focus on what can you do? And I encourage people to start with 5 minutes or start with 10 minutes. If you have the luxury of working with someone one-on-one, that's amazing. But I know a lot of people who do this on their own because they either don't live near someone or they can work privately, or they don't have that time luxury either. And so they choose classes that are foundational level, beginner level, shorter in the beginning, and they slowly just incorporate this into their routine. And they realize over the course of a week, weeks, that they're able to do a little bit more, and it doesn't feel like it's depleting them. And so I encourage people, go slow and just take your time, because whatever someone's been through, cancer, pregnancy, injury, being sick, is sometimes the recovery time isn't going to take very long. Like if you got maybe the 24-hour stomach flu or something like that, well, maybe it takes, a day or two to recover from that. And it feels like you can go pretty quickly back into your regular routine. But the longer we stay away from exercise, the more kind of slowly we have to build up our foundational level strength so that truly stays positive. Sometimes it's like that short term, we can stick with it, grin and bear it. And it's one of the reasons why a few years ago I stopped doing like Pilates challenges. And I put that in air quotes, because we can stick with anything for a week. We can stick with a challenge for a month or even a few months, because it's like, okay, that's the end in sight. We're done. And then we kind of just go back to how things used to be. And sometimes it's really subtle how we slide back into that. And I realized, if instead I allowed people to, here are a series of classes and what makes sense. Maybe you want to combine some of them together. Maybe you want to do one a day. Maybe you want to skip a day or two and then put them a little bit later. If we think about the benefits of workouts for our body, which we know there's physical benefits of workouts, there's emotional benefits of workouts, there's brain health benefits of workouts now as well, which I'm so excited. There's more research showing all of this. It is not just about reaching that one goal. It's about how we're more consistently including this into our life, that we want to enjoy it, because I'm not going to be able to grin and bear it for the next 20 years. I want to look forward to stepping on the Pilates mat or other workouts that you choose to move with. I think that's one reason why lots of people like Pilates, though I encourage people to find the movements that they enjoy. Maybe it's not something on your own, at your own homes, stepping on the Pilates mat. Maybe it's a group activity instead, and you enjoy playing basketball, or you want to go play pickleball, the new up and coming trend, right, that we're seeing everywhere. There's always a new type of physical activity. And I would say the most common question I get is, why does it feel like I have to do everything?
Hey guys, I would like to take a moment to introduce you to our app, Yoga Plus. You will have access to an incredible selection of videos led by top instructors in yoga, fitness, nutrition, and so much more. Download our Yoga Plus app, available on iOS and Android today.